And without further ado, I'd like to introduce Mr. Jim Katopoulos, the Mayor of Huntington Beach. Mr. Mayor?
Thanks. So it's just great being mayor. I mean, the first thing I did was make it rain. I wish I could take credit for that one, right? But God bless, we have rain. You know, one thing I say about being mayor right now is, which is really special before I start going through these slides a little bit to remind me what I'm going to talk about, but is that we have a great council right now. We have a great council, and I can't say that all the mayors and council members that I meet throughout the state of California and everywhere else. I can't say that about other places, but for us, we don't always agree, but we do get along, and we do respect each other. And that is one thing that I absolutely love about our council, and we can all talk to each other, and we joke and laugh with each other, and we really have a good time, and we all have the same motivation, as that is for the best thing for the city of Huntington Beach. So I start off with that because everybody has been so great to me as well. Maybe you know about some of this stuff, maybe you don't, and some of you aren't from Huntington Beach, but you have to come here and suffer today. So anyway, we kind of look a little bit ahead on a couple of things that we're doing, and that's Jill Hardy and myself at the Guinness World Book of Records when we went out and, well, we didn't go out. I mean, I could have been on the surfboard. They asked me to be on there, but I told them I didn't want the headlines to read, at the time I was the Mayor Pro Tem. Mayor Pro Tem knocks off everybody, loses the record. Because I don't surf, and it would be obvious. So anyway, I'm happy we did get the record, and I'm happy I wasn't on that surfboard. So, this is our mission statement for the city, and we have a strategic planning meeting, and we get together, and public's invited, and it's coming up soon. What date is it?
28th.
28th. So the 28th, we'll be there, and public's invited, and we talk about what's important to the city, and not necessarily a 3-year goals, not in priority order, because for me, it's no secret that I come from a public safety background because I was a cop for 35 years in LAPD. So I try to increase the police department, and I try to get more police officers. And with crime on the rise, to me, it's a very, very important aspect right now with the passes of Prop 47 and AB 109. And if you look around the whole, it's not just us, and property crimes especially are going up, and ours hasn't gone up as high as everybody else, but I want to keep it from doing that, especially here in Huntington Beach. So, the infrastructure, we have an infrastructure committee now, so we didn't have that before. That's something that this council put out there. We have a finance committee that we put out there with citizens on there to give us input. So we're looking at a lot more transparency to make sure that the public gets a little bit to talk about us and what's going on. So here, we had the world record. I talked about that. The 4th of July parade. So it's televised on Channel 7. I mean, we're big time now. So that's pretty good. So it's good advertisement for business, right? So get a float in there or whatever. Get your business on there so that you can be on Channel 7 and tell people to come down here. Even if you're close by, right? Because everybody watches that. Just like the Rose Parade. Well, maybe not quite as many people, but maybe not. But we did a Special Olympics. That was great. I was a part of that. I was at the opening ceremony. It was really great. I met a lot of the athletes, and they were really, really great people and quite talented. Well, to the Pacific City we have going. We're going to talk about that a little bit. And the beach promenade, and I think that Assemblyman Harper will be happy about this. We overturned the plastic bag ban, so I know he's happy about that. He finally convinced me, I guess. Anyway, and then we saved the Huntington Harbor fuel docks, which is something we did recently. It's actually the first document I've ever signed as the mayor, so I'm pretty happy about that. So that was pretty cool. We have the Paseo Hotel. I just can't wait to stay in that place. It's got all the windows, and they all face towards the ocean somewhere. And I probably can't afford it, but maybe. We'll see. Senior Center should be around June. All right, June. I'll take June. But that'll be one of those things that I'll be really excited to be out cutting that ribbon because that's one thing that we really fought for. And actually, Assemblyman Harper was fighting for it when we were on the council together too. So it was really important to all of us. So we have the U.S. Open of surfing, and we've calmed that down, and we have surfers now, and not, trouble for you guys in business. So I think we've done a good job of, making some changes and making good changes, positive changes. And the general plan, we've been running around asking people, what they think that they want in the city, and getting their suggestions and putting them all together. So we're going to see and make a change with the general plan, a couple of things here and there. And then Poseidon, every time it rains, they're not happy. They look out there and they say, oh no, it's raining. But they'll be coming up soon. AES is here somewhere. Where did I see we go? Yeah, so we're excited about AES doing their whole rebuild there, and we've been talking, and whatever we can, the city's going to help out and do whatever we can to move that ahead, and we appreciate that. As we keep moving with AQMD and everybody else, been talking to them as well, so making some speeches over there, see what happens. So Public Works, get used to this, because everybody asks for infrastructure, and please fix it, and then we close the streets and tear them up, and then people call me and complain. So it's a double-edged sword right there, isn't it? Because can you please fix the streets, but don't do it around my house? Not at this time anyway. I'll give you the times you can work on it, like 3 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm good. And it's too noisy too, yes. I'm trying to watch the game. Can you turn those guys off? But it's a good thing. It's a good thing that we can afford to go out and check this infrastructure. We want to make sure we have our water system. We don't want water mains breaking like LA and all that. So we are really working really hard to make sure that doesn't happen here. So the 405 freeway, get ready for that. I'm going to give you another year, so I won't have that headache. But in 2017, I'm on the Orange County Transit Authority as a director there. And in 2017, they're going to add a general purpose lane, and they're going to add a carpool lane, a hot lane. And I'm still fighting about that. So, because one thing we all want, especially as a business, is we want to be able to have access to get off of that freeway, so people can come down Beach Boulevard, so people can come down and shop, and they can go to Bellaterra, and also we always talk about Westminster and all that too. So that's one thing on the OCTA that we're all digging in on. Michelle Steele, a supervisor here in Orange County, we're all working hard on OCTA to make sure that we keep that access so they can come down and spend money in your businesses, right? Because that's important. So 2017, though, it's going to be a nightmare. It's going to take about 7 years or so, and they're going to replace 18 bridges, and that's going to be the start of it. So that's going to be affecting a lot of local streets as well. So that's a lot of work. So we'll be ready for that one. Pacific City's looking great. I went down there. There's a place called Save, and they sell soaps, and you can actually they're so friendly. They're gluten-free. You can actually eat them and they won't bother you. And I know this because the guy and his wife, Hugo and his wife, were on Shark Tank. Yeah. And no longer do you tell your kid, okay, I'm going to wash your mouth out with soap. They're like, hey, it tastes pretty good. Well, Hugo, the guy that was on Shark Tank, he used to be a chef, and he decided to make soap like a chef. And that's how it came out. But I took my wife down there, and I can't tell you how much money she spent because I'm still trying to pay the bill. But it's great stuff. And they have lots of stuff there, new businesses opening up, and these are just a list of a couple of things that are going on over there. We're also going to have Marriott Spring Marriott Spring Hill Suites, which is up there on Edinger. It used to be Big O Tires up there, and they're starting construction on that. And it's going to be great because we really need some type of nice little place like a Marriott property like that you can go and stay at. Your family could come visit, because you don't really want them to stay at your house. I mean, come on, right? You want them to stay at the little hotel down the street. That's much better. So that's really good. And then Waterfront Hilton we just signed documents. They're gonna expand over there, so that's going to be a little expansion. You probably, if you drove by there, you see some green awning and some construction equipment there, so they're going to be doing that. 24-hour fitness is going across the street down Magnolia in Atlanta, and also there's one across the street that's going to go to from City Hall. A couple of restaurants there, and it's just a couple of, I'm not going to read them all, you can look up there, and there's a couple of the places that are going to come in at Pacific City. And the restaurants are starting to open up, which is really good. I haven't really been to the restaurants yet, but I've been down there at other shops, but it's been really busy down there. And we're trying to get a crosswalk in because people complain. I'm standing in the corner and they'd come up to me and said, they need to put a crosswalk in here. And I said, well, that's a good idea. So I sit on OCTA next to Caltrans, and that's their project as well. So I've talked to them about putting a crosswalk in there. And we're working with Public Works and Caltrans to do that. So I think that'll be real helpful. So I got good stuff in there. Some of these places I never heard of. I'm excited to go try them out and see what's going on. My wife probably knows more about them than I do, especially the shopping places. Oh, but I did go to the residences over there where they're going to put up the residences, and they are starting to sell the penthouses, which obviously I can't afford that. And I think the leases start at $7,000 a month, somewhere around there. They're pretty expensive. At least the most high-end one, penthouses, are like somewhere in the realm of $7,000.
They're all sold.
And they're all sold.
You gotta
Yeah.
stop buying soap.
Dominic says, yeah, stop buying soap, you can afford it. They are really, really nice, though. Yeah, buy from you, yeah. They are really, really nice, though. I looked at them, they're very, very nice, and stop in over there. So we're changing the name of the Strand to 5th Street, right? So 5th Street, because we're not cutting it with the Strand. Hopefully 5th Street's going to be a lot better. They got great shops over there. We just got to get some people over there. And I know that we're working on that, the Visitor Bureau and the BID are all working on that. So we already talked about the fuel dock. So we have the Homeless Task Force. The Homeless Task Force is important because I'm pretty sure you've noticed there's a lot of homeless people. There's a lot of homeless people in Huntington Beach and everywhere else. You know, it's a hard thing to try and solve. But the police department does a great job keeping tabs of different people, the homeless people, and people that really need help, they get them help. And then the people that have warrants for their arrest, they take them to jail. I mean, you know, that may sound like nothing, but there's other cities that won't take anybody to jail unless they have a warrant for $100,000. And we take them if they got, what, $5,000? So that's pretty good. And when I was a cop, we took them with $250. But the jail won't take them anymore, so we got the $5,000. But we take them off the streets, and they do an outstanding job with that. So we're still working on that. We're waiting. They're going to come back with some recommendations to the council, and I'm excited to hear about what they have to say, because it is a problem. And if you have a business and you have a problem, please, you know, if someone's being a problem and they're homeless, make sure you call the police department. They will come out. They will handle it for you. We got this recycling market development zone now. So if you're a business, you can contact Antonia Graham there, and she'll help you with how you can make money off of that. Oh, see, I did see you over there. You didn't think I would. So we also have this. You know, if you want to be a business for, you know, if you want to be in an RFP process for the city. We had a discussion about this on council, and some things came up, and one of the things that came up is, well, nobody really knows about that. So I understand that the chamber is working now with our finance department, so when people come up and get a business license, they're going to get the website. You can go to our city website and look for the RFP process, and you can be one of the people that go on there to find out. But I want local people to be, and this is one of Councilmember Billy O'Connell's thing that brought it up, and I thought it was great. But I asked for them to give out a little slip with a website so that when you get a business license, you know that you can compete for things. Then when we have in the city, we're going to buy something. So I think that's important. So it's called Planet Bids, and you'll see it on there of how we do it. Community Services, Janine Loudenbach's over here. She's our director, and they've been very busy, and so we try to work on fixing the parks and doing everything else, and she's got her hands full with parking and everything else. But if you ever seen this magazine, pick it up. It's got a lot of great information on it, and it's right there in City Hall as well. So we talked about new senior center. We're working on different parks, Bartlett and Worthy. We have some groups together to fix those. And then finance department, So this is our budget, it's 345.1 million. So we're 0.8% increase. Well, that's better than nothing, right? It's better than a lot of cities, I'm telling you right now, so we're doing well. I already talked about the police officers. We're up to 222, is that right? 222, so that's really good. When I came on, we were at 193. So I'm real happy to push for police officers. Labard School, we made a good deal with them. We had some houses in there. We kept the baseball parks and everything, so that's good. While we talk about infrastructure a little bit. So everybody talks about unfunded liabilities, so we're really tenacious in that, is that we have a 25 to 10 plan, so instead of paying things off in 25 years, we're going to pay them off in 10, and probably less than that now. And 16 and 10 for supplemental and CalPERS, which keeps being a problem. It keeps being a liability for us, but we keep paying it down. So we're one of those cities that keep paying down our unfunded liability so that we can save money, save you money if you're a taxpayer here. And we have coyotes. We have coyotes, and the chief has come up with a plan. And so we have a new plan, and we're going to look at it for 6 months. We're going to do some stats. Part of it is if a coyote is really being aggressive and really a problem, that we go out there and, I don't want to say, solve the problem. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. The police department will solve the problem along with wildlife, the wildlife people. So the other thing I'm doing is this, Assemblyman Harper had this thing about the challenge for water. It was water, right? So now there's a challenge for electricity. So I've done a little commercial for that. So if you get on YouTube and you Google that, Mayor Jim Katapotis, and it'll come up, and the California challenge for making sure you turn the lights off and all that. So my dad already taught me that.
So with that, I am very excited to be the mayor of the greatest city in the United States, and I'm not moving anywhere ever. I love it here, and I love a lot of people here, and I love you all, and I really appreciate it, and I appreciate your business as well. And if you have any problems with the city or whatever, please get on the website and shoot me an email, and I'm here for you. Thank you so much.